Greetings on behalf of the Planning Accreditation Board, or PAB. This is the first module in a series provided online to help prepare you for your role as a member of a site visit team. As we go through this video, you may stop the presentation at any time and resume at your convenience. Throughout this presentation, we encourage you to write down questions that come to you. If your question is not answered or you're confused about something in this video, please contact PAB staff and they will get back to you with an answer. In addition to the training modules, the PAB website has several valuable manuals and additional resources for site visitors. Please read these manuals and review these resources prior to your visit, as they will refresh your memory of some of this information and provide more detailed information that we can share in this video. In this module, we will examine in detail the criteria outlined in Standard 1, Strategic Planning and Progress, identify key components that make up a strategic plan, and review how programs monitor and document progress towards their goals. Standard 1 is designed to ensure that an academic planning program or the unit in which it resides shall strive for self-improvement using an intentional process or goal articulation, planning, programmatic assessment, reflection, and improvement. There are 4 criteria within the Strategic Planning and Progress Standard. Let's address each one in turn. For each, we will review the text of the criterion, highlight PAB's expectations regarding compliance, and share some situations that may challenge that compliance. Examples are meant to illustrate situations that might be red flags for site visitors. They are not intended to serve as strict definitions of lack of compliance. Strategic plan is the first criterion within this standard. Please pause the presentation to read this text. The strategic planning process begins with setting goals, defining activities to achieve them, assigning responsibilities, and establishing a timeline. Programs must have a strategic plan, either as a standalone program plan or part of a larger plan for a whole department, school, or even the university. The plan outlines how they will achieve their unit's goals. It should include key elements such as the program's mission, vision, and measurable objectives. The plan should also include the program's definition of diversity, equity, inclusion, and social justice, and shall highlight its proposed efforts to advance and support its definition. In its self-study report, the program will detail how and when the plan was created, including input from faculty, students, alumni, and other key stakeholders. The program also must outline how and when its performance will be assessed. If the plan has been in place for a sufficient period of time, the program must also provide details on any actions taken and any resulting modifications to objectives. This reflective cycle should continue throughout the life of the plan and be replicated in future plans. This standard requires that programs be intentional, systematic, and reflective in establishing their own activities and continuously strive for improvement. In essence, strategic planning defines how a program seeks excellence in achieving its mission. There are 2 sub-criteria related to this criterion, which are critical components of the strategic plan: a specific mission statement and strategic goals that are supported by measurable objectives. Accreditation assessment or evaluation of compliance with PAB criteria are done within the context or framework of the program's mission and stated goals. For example, a program emphasizing community outreach should demonstrate significant engagement activities compared to one with less focus on outreach. While a vision statement describes future aspirations, a mission statement defines what the program does today and why. The mission must also align with the college or university's mission, but it should clearly express the program's purpose and values. Strategic goals aimed at fulfilling the mission must be supported by measurable objectives. Without measurable objectives, progress cannot be assessed. Goals may address immediate challenges or set aspirational targets for excellence. These goals must be reviewed and revised regularly for continuous improvement. Monitoring and evaluation are used to improve the overall performance of the degree granting unit. The program will detail their approach, methodology, and indicators to measure success in achieving their strategic goals, along with an interpretation of the results. The outcome would be reported in Criterion 1B6 under Programmatic Assessment. Some common challenges to meeting this criterion include having a plan that doesn't align with the program's mission statement, lacks measurable objectives, or doesn't include a clear timeline. Another challenge is insufficient stakeholder engagement during plan development, which can lead to a lack of diverse perspectives. Additionally, the plan may not document the reflective cycle with the actions taken or modifications made along the way. A helpful tip is to look for how the program tells its story. This narrative of who they are and where they want to be will shape the rest of the self-study report. Programmatic assessment is the second criterion within the Strategic Planning in Progress standard. Please pause the presentation to read this text. Programmatic assessment includes the following 5 outcomes as universal measures required for all programs. 1. The graduate satisfaction measures graduate satisfaction with their preparation for employment. 2. Graduate service to community and profession tracks graduates' community service or involvement in the planning profession. 3 is student retention and graduate rates, which monitors how many students return to the program the following year, complete the program, and are awarded degrees. 4 is graduate employment. Documents employment in planning-related positions, or other positions within 1 year of graduation. 5 is graduate certification exam pass rate, which provides data on the percentage of graduates who pass the AICP exam within 3 years of graduation for a master's graduate and 5 years for a bachelor's graduate. The 6th outcome, strategic plan, is where the program will document any other outcomes from their strategic plan and how they propose to address barriers to meeting those goals and measurable objectives. To assess progress and success in achieving program goals, it's important to ask, what does the program aspire to become? What is the plan to get there? How does the program measure its outcomes? And finally, how does the program modify its strategic plan after reviewing the results of those measures? Accreditation review is the 3rd, and public information is the 4th criterion within the Strategic Planning and Progress Standard. Please pause the presentation to read this text. For 1C, accreditation review, if any criteria were assessed as partially met or unmet during the previous accreditation review, the self-study report should detail the actions the program has taken to achieve compliance. Programs should also regularly review their progress towards meeting PAB accreditation standards and advancing their strategic goals. For 1D, public information, the program shall post easily accessible required performance information on their website for student achievement. Those requirements are tuition and fees, student retention and graduation rates, number of degrees awarded, AICP pass rate, and employment. One challenge to meeting Criterion 1D could be if the program's website is either outdated or it's missing from their website. Some programs do not control their own websites. This can be an area to ask about and help the program articulate the need for timely maintenance of their websites. PAB provides links to this public information for every program on its website, thereby providing an easy way to compare performance on these measures across accredited planning programs. This concludes the module for PAB Standard 1, Strategic Planning in Progress. On behalf of the PAB board and staff, we want to thank you for completing this module. We invite you now to return to the PAB website to complete training for this module by taking a short quiz about the information in this presentation. You will receive your score on this quiz, and PAB staff will record your results. Thank you.